Okay, so today's topic is OOPS. We hear a lot about OOPS. Today we'll discuss what it is. So OOPS stands for Object Oriented Programming Language. So the last S, some people say that Object Oriented Programming System. Some people say that Object Oriented Programming Structure. And there is no clear definition of it. Whatever it is, we call it OOPS. Okay, Object Oriented Programming. So what is object oriented programming? Uh, in this programming, coding is done based on how an object behaves in real world. Okay, so the coding revolves around real world entities that are objects. Let me give you an example. Okay, we'll discuss about a college administration software system. Okay, some college administrative software. Okay, okay. So basically we want to uh, create a software for a college, where it can, using which it can handle complete data about the college. So what are the entities involved in this process? The first entity is college. College will have departments. Okay, so each department will have staff, then students. Okay, then subjects. Okay, so roughly these are the major entities involved in this process. Uh, if we this college entity, what kind of data it will have? Name of the college, uh, director of the college, year of establishment, okay, etc. A department will have name of the department, HOD of the department. Okay, then staff will have name of the staff, department they belongs to, subject they teach, um, other things like their salary, etc. Coming to students name and department they belongs to. Okay, maybe joining date, uh, then maybe their fee, their year, that means first year, second year, third year, like that. Subjects will have name of the subject. Okay, uh, things like max marks. Okay, so these are all the major entities involved. Corresponding to each entity, this is the data. Okay, so while coding this software, we code around these objects or entities. Okay, like for college, we'll create a college class. Name of the class itself is college. Okay, so that college will have data. That means variables, name, director, year of establishment, like that. And we'll create another class, department. Okay, the data or variables present in that is name and HOD. Similarly for the other entities also. And we exactly code in the same way these entities interact with each other in real time. Okay, that's why this is called as object oriented programming language. Any programming language in which coding revolves around real-time entities is called as object-oriented programming language. Okay. Now, so the Java is an object-oriented programming language. Now you know what is a object-oriented programming language, okay? And Java is object-oriented programming language, okay? So if a language is object-oriented programming language, then it has to satisfy all these features. That means it should have solution for all these features. If all of these features are implemented in that language, then that is called as object-oriented programming language. If anything is missing, then it will not be counted to object-oriented programming language. So what is that? First, encapsulation, inheritance, data hiding, abstraction, polymorphism. We discuss about all of these one by one. Okay, the first one, encapsulation. It's binding data and behavior together into a single unit. Okay, what is data here? Nothing but variables in a class. And what is the behavior here? Nothing but methods in the class. So if we are binding methods, variables and the methods which act on those variables into a single unit called class, that's why this is called encapsulation. The class itself is an example of encapsulation in Java. Okay, so if you see any uh, one example, here we did not have any. Okay, so see, this is the data or variables or variables, and these are um, methods which act on data. So all these things are encapsulated into a single entity called class. Okay, this is the definition of encapsulation. So all the classes that you have been seeing so far, each class has variables and methods. They themselves are examples of encapsulation. Next, inheritance. Okay, so this is a major concept in OOPS. So we tend to use inheritance a lot of times. So what is the meaning of inheritance? So it's inheriting properties of a class by another class. Okay, that is called inheritance. So why do we need inheritance? For code reusability, to remove duplication of code, we need inheritance. Let us jump into an example. Let us take a real world example where uh, there is a grandfather, father and son. Okay, so grandfather has earned some assets. Those by default inherited by his son, that is father. That means all the assets that are earned by grandfather are given to father. Father, along with the assets that he got from his father, he also earned something in addition. Now son gets both the assets earned by grandfather as well as the assets earned by father, because he is inheriting their properties. Okay, we'll create one example around this. I'll create a package. We'll say oops inheritance. the name of the package is inheritance. It will have one class. It will have a class called grandfather. Okay. It doesn't have any main method. So in grandfather class, let us take a variable int um, uh, property or asset 1. Okay. Will prefix it with gf underscore. That means grandfather's asset 1 equal to some 1 lakh rupees. 2 3 4 5. Okay. Now he's having another asset underscore asset 2 equal to 2 lakh rupees. The worth of the asset is 2 lakh rupees, suppose. Okay. Now he's also having a method which the name of the method is calculate total asset cost. Okay. So I'll prefix this also with gf underscore. That is it simply prints grandfather's okay okay that is sum of asset 2. Okay. So this is the data of this class, that means variables, and this is the method which act on the data. Okay. Now I'll create a calling program in this. Inheritance, I'll name it as inheritance caller. It will have main method. In this I'll create object of the grandfather's class. Grandfather gf equal to new the constructor. Okay. Now gf, if I type gf dot, okay, so it is giving me gf asset 1, gf asset 2, that is variables present in that class, and gf calculate total asset cost. These are all the three members of that class. Okay. These two are, this is one member, this is one member, and this method is another member. Total three members. Now I am getting all the three members: gf asset 1, gf asset 2, and gf calculate total cost. Okay. Now what I'll do, I'll print gf dot asset 1. Okay. I'll print gf dot, that is grandfather's object, dot asset 2. Okay. Now I will call that method. What is the name of that method? Call total area gas. Okay. Here I will say so grand data. Okay. I will run it. So here first it printed asset 1, that is 1 lakh, asset 2, that is 2 lakhs. Now I call this method, it internally calculate total assets 2000 plus 3000, 2 lakhs plus 1 lakh equal to 3 lakh, printed that value. Okay. So this is very straightforward thing that we have been doing so far. Now I'll create another class in the same package. The name of that is father. Okay, it doesn't have main method. Father has to inherit grandfather's assets. Here comes the inheritance comes into picture at this point. In order to inherit all the properties of grandfather, father has to use this keyword extends grandfather. That means he'll inherit all the properties of grandfather, plus if he have any on his own, he'll have them also. Let me give another f underscore asset 1 equal to 3 lakhs. So f stands for father. Okay, here in grandfather class we used gf underscore to distinguish. I am prefixing gf and f in front of their names. Int f underscore asset 2 equal to some 4 lakhs. The same method he also will have. What is that method? The name of that is f underscore calculate total asset cost. Here I will print father's asset total cost gf underscore. Here the variable names are f asset 1, f asset 2. Okay, here I will create same thing for object for father. Here that is f new father f equal to new father. I am creating object for father class. Here I am giving f asset 2 and I am calling f underscore this method. Okay, father's data.
ఎక్కడ కూడా ఎఫ్ డేటా సెట్ పెట్టాలి కదా
ఎక్కడ
దీంట్లో సిస్టమ్ డేటా అవుట్ ప్రింట్ ఉంది కదా ఎఫ్ డాట్ జిఎఫ్ అని చూసా
సారీ
కిందిది.
ఎస్. సో okay, now I am running this code. What it did, it printed grandfather's assets and their total cost and father's asset and their total cost. Okay, okay, now here this f asset and f asset 2, these are assets earned by father. They are not inherited by him from his grandfather, from his father, that is from grandfather. Now we will do that also. SYSO f dot gf. See, actually father has only f asset 1 and f asset 2. Okay, and there is no gf asset 1 and gf asset 2 in father, but we are getting f dot gf asset 1. We are able to access that gf asset 1 also. That means grandfather's asset 1 also from father's object. Okay, how we can do that? Because father inherited the properties of grandfather. That's why he is able to, father is able to access his father's assets. That's why we are able to do this. Okay, then I'll call f dot the method present in grandfather class, that is grandfather underscore calculator. Okay, so here I'll print syso inherited by father from grandfather. Okay, I'll just typing this here. See, here using grandfather object, because we are accessing these three. Okay, then using father's object we are accessing all this data. First data is father's own data, that is assets earned by father himself, and this is the data that he inherited from grandfather. Okay, these are asset of grandfather. since father inherited grandfather's properties, he is able to access them and print them using father's object. Okay, hope this is very clear. Okay,
Very,
let us
very clear, Bhaiya.
okay. Oh, let us take another example. Um, this time little more practical. Okay, this is kind of just to make you understand. This father grandfather example I gave you. We'll give another example, that is class. This time the name of the class is calculator. Okay, so calculator will have, suppose let us add two methods. Okay, we'll give int a equal to 100, int b equal to some 20. Okay, it will have a method void cal add. So this will simply calculate the values of a plus b, print that, and there is another method void subtract. This will simply subtract the values. So and subtract and give that value, print that value. Okay, this is calculator. Now I'll create another class for um, advanced calculator. Okay, so this is the basic calculator. It can do addition and subtraction. We would like to create another class for advanced calculator. What advanced calculator can do? It can do the basic things like addition, subtraction, plus some advanced things like calculating square roots. Uh, let us think they are advanced calculations. Okay, calculating square roots, calculating sine value, cos value, like that, calculating logarithms. Okay, like that. So for that, what I will do, int take another uh, method called int c equal to 100. Okay, uh, we'll write a method for square root. Okay, in math there is a math dot sqrt and 100. Okay, this calculates square root. Okay, so it should be able to calculate first thing. So advanced calculator doesn't mean that it only does advanced calculation. It should be able to do basic calculations plus advanced calculations. So I would like to add and subtract in the advanced calculation also. Here also I'll declare int a equal to 100, int b equal to 20. Okay, so now we have calculator class and advanced calculator class. Calculator class can do only addition and subtraction. Advanced calculator can do addition, subtraction, plus the advanced calculation called square root. Okay, if you see this example, you are actually duplicating these two methods. They are already there in this calculator class. In advanced calculator, we are again adding them. This is duplication of code. We don't want this. If you remove duplication, what should you do? So if you are able to access the methods which are present in calculator, that is add and subtract method in calculator, from this advanced calculator class, then you can remove them. Okay, what I'll do, I'll comment them out. I don't want them, and I'll extend the calculator class. Okay, now I'll create another class for calc, name it as calc example caller. Okay, so here I'll create um, object of advanced calculator equal to advanced calculator. Using this method, see, I can access add, subtract plus the square root. Okay, I can access add dot subtract dot square root. Okay, let me run this. See, add. So 100 plus 20 equal to 120, 100 minus 20 equal to 80, square root of 100 equal to 10. So what we did, I extended calculator class. Okay, that means I inherited all the properties of calculator class. That's why I don't need to duplicate the code. I can remove this code and use the code present in calculator class. Okay, this is called inheritance. Here, the advanced calculator class inherited add and subtract methods of calculator class. Okay, this gives a clear picture on what inheritance is. Suppose if I remove this extends, if I don't extend this, I just create the class. Here it will show, it will throw error because this class doesn't have add and subtract methods, but we are trying to access add and subtract. It has only square root. Okay, square root. Okay, I'll go here and keep it back. Okay, so this is about inheritance. Okay, what's next? Okay, before going into data hiding, you can do multi-level inheritance. What is that? In the previous example, that grandfather and father example, we have seen one level of inheritance where father inherits grandfather's properties. Suppose there is a third class which is son. Okay, uh, the son extends father class. Then son inherits both father's assets plus grandfather's assets. Okay, this is called multi-level inheritance. Okay, if there is another class which is extending son, that will get all the assets of all the four classes. Okay, so that you can practice. That is very similar to this. You just create a third class, son extends father. Okay, in son you add two assets, s underscore asset 1, s underscore asset 2. Now create object for son class. Okay, if you uh, create object and using object dot, if you do that object dot, then you will see grandfather's assets, father's assets, son's asset. Okay, that is called multi-level inheritance. Then data hiding. So the hiding members of class are making them not visible from outside the class. So technically it's about protecting data from unwanted or accidental manipulation. Okay, suppose uh, this is oops inheritance, right? We'll create another package for new that is package. The name of the package, let us call them oops data hiding. Okay, it will have a new class. Let me give an example first, then discuss the theory, then you will easily understand. Name is uh, hiding example. The name of the class is data hiding example. Okay. Mm, in it I will, from now onwards, so far we have not discussed about this public, private, okay, and protected. So today we are going to discuss what these are. Okay. Okay. First I'll create a variable which is public, that is public int uh, salary. We'll do one thing. Public string name equal to name. This is one variable. Public int salary. This is another variable. Okay. Now SYSO I'll create a method void print salary. That is also I'll make it public. Uh, it simply prints the value of salary. Before using the name and salary variables, I need to initialize them. Name, I'll give some name of is Shiva. Salary equal to some 1 lakh rupees. Now I'll create another class uh, data hiding collar. It will have a main method. Here I'll create object of this data hiding example. Example object equal to new. Okay. Now using this object dot, it gives me salary. See, I can access name, salary, and print salary. Okay. Forget about other things. Hash code, notify all. These are all the methods inherited by the any class from an object class. There is object class. By default in Java, every class inherits object class. Okay. Let's not worry about that. Let us think that these are all default things. Okay. So only we need to worry about is the name, salary, and print salary. Okay. So I can do object dot name dot name. Okay. Will print name.
సిద్ధు
Ah.
ఇంతకుముందేదో అన్నావు జావా బై డిఫాల్ట్
Any class in Java by default inherits object class. Object is the name of the class itself. Okay. Okay. It has some default implementations, like it has few implementations or few methods which can be used everywhere, so that you don't need to write them again. So they think they think that these methods will be useful everywhere. So they created object class, they put all the methods in that class. The whatever the class that we create, this class, this
By
data,
default, yeah.
by default extends the
Inherit.
object class, that is default class. Okay,
Right.
so
Right.
it by default inherits all the methods present in that class. So for
Right.
example, this object dot, okay, this to string salary, okay, equals hash code get class notify all, these are all methods of object class.
Right.
Okay,
అదే మనకు అంటే ఎక్స్టెండ్స్ కీవర్డ్స్ యూజ్ చేయం కానీ మనకు
by default
కనబడకుండా
ఇచ్చేస్తుంది
ఆటోమేటిక్
అంటే
వస్తుంది.
అది
కన్స్ట్రక్టర్ లెక్క సేమ్. ఇప్పుడు
తెలుసా
కన్స్ట్రక్టర్ కూడా ఆటోమేటిక్ గా క్రియేట్ అవుతుంది.
ఒక ఎగ్జాంపుల్, సిమిలర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్. Okay, so object dot name, let me run this. So that is Shiva, that's okay. Now I will print dot salary. Okay, so it is printing salary. Now what I will do, I'll change the value of salary equal to some 2 lakhs. Okay, now I'll print salary again. Okay, now salary value is 2 lakhs instead of 1 lakh. So here we are able to modify the value of salary because we have access to that salary variable present in this class. In reality, do we actually accept this case, like someone coming and accessing our salary variable and modifying the value of salary? No, we don't like it. Okay, we don't accept it. In that case, what we will do, instead of making public, so public means it can be accessible from anywhere, we'll make it private. Let us see what happens. See, now it's throwing error because this using this object, now we are not getting that salary variable. We are only getting name variable because name is public, but salary is not public, salary is private. Okay, so what we are doing here, basically we are hiding data. Okay, so this concept of hiding data, రాము రాము
భయ్య
ఎవరి దగ్గర సౌండ్ వస్తుంది?
భయ్య మా పాప భయ్య పక్కన ఉంది.
ఓకే సార్, మ్యూట్ చేసుకోండి. ఓకే, దిస్ కాన్సెప్ట్ ఆఫ్ హైడింగ్ డేటా is called as data hiding. So basically what we are trying to do is we are preventing someone from manipulating the data, or sometimes accidental manipulation might take. Okay, so both scenarios we can handle. One is accidental manipulation, second one is intentional modification. So if you make it private, no one can access from outside the class. I can access that within the class. See, this private int salary, even after making private, I am able to access this salary variable in this method. So private can be accessed within the class, but it cannot be accessed from outside the class. This is another class. Data hiding caller is another class. Here we are trying to access the salary. Since we made it private, there is no salary accessible. That's why it's not shown after giving this dot. It is only showing name. It's not showing salary. Okay, now you know what is data hiding, and you also know why do you need to hide data. So that is so technically it's about protecting data from unwanted, okay, or that means people intentionally doing this, or accidental. So while writing code, while writing a logic, so if logic is wrong, so that may lead to accidental manipulation of data. So that's why we make it private, then we don't need to bother about it, because that is not at all accessible. Okay, so sometimes we need to access that. Okay, here since it is made private, we cannot access that, but still sometimes we need to make it accessible to outside world. What we will do, as I said, there are getters and setters. Okay, suppose let me uh, give an example of get. So that is public int get salary is getter for, this will return salary. Okay, and suppose if you want to modify that, int set salary, I'll write another method. To this method I need to pass new salary value. Okay, now I need to assign that new salary value to this salary variable. And return, it will not return, sorry, we are just setting, don't need to return, we should make it void. Here we are getting the salary, so we should make it int, because salary is of type integer. Okay, now you know the salary variable has two methods, one is getter method, another is setter method. Okay, here if you want to access salary, now what I will do, instead of doing this, this method is outside of the class. Okay, from outside the class I want to access the variable which is private. You know, in this case since it is private, we are unable to access it. Now we'll try the different way. What is that? Obj dot get method we return. This get salary is public method. Okay, okay, so since that is public, we can access it from outside the class also. I will write, so I can use the salary value for anything. In this example I am just using it to print. This will get salary. Okay, now what I will do, I will update the salary using set salary. Here I pass 1,50,000. Okay, after that I'll again try to get salary and print that. See, I am able to access the data, that is 1 lakh. Okay, then setting the salary to 1,50,000. Once that value is set, I am printing again, getting what the salary is and printing that value, that is 1,50,000. Okay, so two things we have discussed. One is we have set the variable to private so that it cannot be accessed directly. Okay, then we are writing public getters and setter methods which internally get and set values to the salary variable. Okay, that's how we are able to access the salary from outside the world. Okay, here one conclusion is, it's always best practice is to declare variables private always and use public getter and setter methods from outside the class. Setter methods to access variables from outside the class. Okay, so this is about data hiding. Okay, I just hide the data. In the first case, I just hide the data, that is salary, from outside the world. In second case, even after hiding it, if you want to access, how to access, that is using getters and setters. Okay, let's get back to first scenario. That is, suppose there are no getters and setter methods and the salary is private. Okay, I'll comment this getters and setter methods here. uh, I'll comment these lines and uncomment the these lines, previous lines of code. Okay, so as salary is private, since it's not accessible from outside the class, this is throwing error. If I make it public, it will not throw error because it's accessible now. Okay, see the third line, data hiding is controlled in Java using access modifiers. So this public, private, protected, they are called access modifiers. Data hiding is achieved using access modifiers. If you want to hide data, use private, that is access modifier. Okay, if you want to expose data, use public, that is access modifier. Okay, so this access modifiers are used to implement data hiding. So what are access modifiers? We'll go into details. In Java, there are 4 access modifiers: public, protected, private, default. See this matrix. Everyone can see this matrix, right? So access modifier, public. This class, package, subclass, and project. This says whenever a variable or method is declared public, that can be accessed within the class. Okay. Then within the package, suppose in that package there are 10 classes. Then from any class within the package, you can access that public declared variable. Then subclass. Subclass is so when we discussed inheritance, grandfather class is base class or parent class, and this is called subclass. Okay, subclass inherits base class or parent class. Okay, subclass. So a variable declared public, variable or method which is declared can be accessed from within the class, from any other class within the package, from subclass if this is inherited by any other class, then throughout the project. See, this is our complete project. Okay, it has multiple packages, 1 2 3 4 5, and number of packages are there. Each package is having classes. Okay, okay, we'll repeat again. If it is public, it can be accessed from anywhere. So if I create a class, suppose this class, in that I create a variable, if I make it public, that can be accessed within the class itself, that means in this class. Then within the package, that means this is the package. Within the package means the other classes in the package, that means. Okay, that can be accessed from any other class in the package. Then subclass, suppose if this class is extended by some other class, okay, then that is called subclass. Okay, from that class. Then complete project, not only in this package, the other packages too. This is called complete project. Okay, okay. If it is protected, the protected, if the variable is declared protected, it can be accessed within the class. Okay, that is true for all the access specifiers. So within the class, anyhow that can be accessed. Within the package, okay, you can That means if there are 5 other classes in the package, you can access from any other class. Okay. Then in subclass, okay, if even if that subclass is within that package or outside the package, you can access that in the subclass if it is protected. If it is default, what is default? If I don't give anything, uh, what is that? Data hiding, right? There is data hiding, exception handling. Oops, data hiding. Okay. Suppose in this example, if I don't declare anything, public, private, or protected, that means that is default case. In default, when no specifier is specified, it can be accessed from within the class, from anywhere within the package, and it cannot be accessed in subclass and the project. If it is private, it can be accessed from only within the class. It cannot be accessible to the package, subclass, or project. Okay. We'll do an example on this. You'll easily understand.
సిద్ధు,
Hmm.
అంటే ఈ గెటర్స్ అండ్ సెటర్స్ యూజ్ చేసి
Hmm.
ఏదైనా వేయొచ్చు అన్నట్టు. ఇవి ఏ టైప్ ఉన్నా.
ఎస్, ఏదైనా చేయొచ్చు. Normally, best practice is to declare all member variables private. Okay, so don't allow anyone from outside the class to directly access them and modify them. Okay, so don't make them public, always declare them private. After that, create getters and setter methods.